Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So this is the very first video that I'm making on YouTube, so bear with me if I am gonna be rambling on. I decided to do a channel and start my channel with all of my travels and with everything that's happening in 2020, start of a new decade. So if you like what you see, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that like button down below. This video is gonna be all about my family vacation to Leavenworth, Washington. So here is everything from A to Z, from planning my Leavenworth travel with my family in 2019. So here we go. Stay with me. It's gonna be a long video. All right, here we go. All right, guys. So this trip pretty much took about 9 months of planning. It all started with a Facebook video that I saw. I'm sure everyone saw this video too. It was, I think, played or seen like 1,000 times. It was of the drive-through Leavenworth. So that's where it basically started, this inspiration to go to Leavenworth, Washington for Christmas. My sister went in 2018 with her family and stayed up there for Christmas. She was only there for a day because everything was booked out, so she only could stay there for the day. And we decided to go there in 2019. It was a 7-day trip that we took. So we left on the 21st of December and we got back on December 29th. Here's where it gets a little bit crazy, and we can put more description in the box below. So we left on the red eye on the 21st and we got there on the 22nd. It's a Sunday. We got there at 6 o'clock in Seattle, Tacoma, Washington, and we caught the Hawaiian Airlines flight. I think that's the best flight to take because you can spend the whole day to prepare and take care of everything at home, and then you can sleep on the flight getting there, and you can have a full day in Seattle also. And that's basically what we did. We took care of everything at home because we had a house to, basically it was trash day. I had my business to cover for a whole week, so I had to take care of all of that stuff. So the red eye was perfect because we left at 10 o'clock and then we got there at 6 o'clock in the morning, got our car, got to our hotel, and then we had the whole Sunday to check out Seattle. Went down to Pikes place. We went and got some seafood. We took about like 4 hours there. Went back to the hotel, took a nap, and then had dinner down at Elliots. Great seafood place also. Went back and just rested for the next day. Then on Monday, the 23rd, we drove up to Leavenworth. Drove up to Leavenworth on Monday. We stayed up in Leavenworth for 4 days. And then we drove back on the 27th and we stayed back in the city from 27th to the 29th. A little details before we go on. The car situation, we rented 3 cars because we had 13 of us that was driving up to Leavenworth. We had luggage, so everyone had about like 2 pieces of luggage. So we had 2 Suburbans and a pickup truck. I think the one thing that we wanted to make sure, or for the next time, is that every car had 4x4. The 2 Suburbans had 4x4, but the pickup truck didn't. So that was a little difficult for us driving up in the mountains and through snow. We want to make sure if you guys are driving up there, make sure you have 4x4. Now, driving up there, there's 2 ways to get up there. There's a north way and a south way. That's the only 2 ways I know of. So you can go the north way, and that's the way that we took. So you can see that right here. All I can say is the views going up there is so picturesque. You wanna drive slow. You wanna just take it all in. It's like a movie set. It's snow-capped mountains, and you can see it in the distance, and 30 minutes later you're actually in that snow-capped mountains and you're driving through that. So I think that's where it gets really amazing. You're driving along the river So you're gonna wanna have a lot of space on your phone to take a ton of pictures. There's a lot of rest stops on the way because you're gonna be driving for about 2.5 to 3 hours up there. So make sure that you have some snacks in your car. If you're going out there with kids, make sure they have iPads or something to keep them company, books, toys in the car, or even if it's a nap time, that'll be great for them. And Wi-Fi. I think the good thing about our car, we had Wi-Fi in the car, so it was good that we could get that so we could communicate with the other cars too. One thing that if you do have, I think walkie-talkies, sounds cheesy, but having walkie-talkies within each car, I think that'd be great. Dealing with the Wi-Fi in the car, I think that was awesome too. But that was just the drive from Seattle, downtown Seattle to Leavenworth. Before we started the drive, we actually went to the grocery store in the city and we bought all of our groceries for the 4 days that we were staying up there. Now you don't have to do that because there is grocery stores in Leavenworth. But we decided to just do it before and take care of all of that because we didn't know what they had up there. But yeah, the drive up there, I can just say it was just amazing. The trees were flocked. It was flocked with snow. It was the first time my parents has ever seen snow like that. And it was just an eye-opening experience for them. So I think just the experience, if you haven't seen it, it's just gonna be an amazing drive up there. Next, let's talk about the rental. It was booked about 8 months out. I believe we just reserved it. So we went onto vrbo.com and we just typed in Leavenworth, Washington, and we typed in the dates available. There's tons of houses and rentals in that town that's right around that area, which is only 5 minutes away from that town. So the house that we're staying at is called the Enchantment House, and it was 5 minutes away from the town. It was a great place. It was 3 stories. It had a hot tub. It was 3 bedroom. On the top floor there was bunk beds. It was perfect for our family. Like I said, the town is full of Airbnbs and Verbos, so I would suggest people going out and staying in a house rather than renting a hotel room in Leavenworth. It's worth it. It's more bang for your buck. The neighbors that we had was actually rentals too, and you can search that up on Verbo also. And I'll go ahead and post those links, like I said. If you're planning on staying just for a night there, I would suggest just doing a hotel. But if you're planning on staying for more than 3 days, then I would suggest renting a house. But like I said, click on the link below and you can definitely find a house there suitable for your family size. In the town, there is tons of places to eat. There's tons of activities to do. So while you're in the town, you definitely want to check out all the mom and pop stores there. I mean, there is Safeway, Starbucks, Shell, but you definitely want to go and support local there. There's a fudge shop there that was amazing. There's a nutcracker store and there's actually a museum connected to it that you can spend, I believe it's $15 just to view the whole museum. There's also a gingerbread store. There's little tiny markets within the city that you can definitely check out. So when you're there, you definitely want to support local. There's tons of eateries, breweries. Sorry, can't say that word. Definitely want to try out bratwurst while you're there, sausage, pizza places. So tons of places to eat while you're there. But definitely take your family out to see the town during the day and at night. I'll get more to that when I talk about what we did on Christmas Day. But what we did on Christmas Eve was we went on a sleigh ride, which was only 10 minutes away from our house. The sleigh ride was actually pulled by 2 horses, and I'll show you more of those pictures right here. All right, so on Christmas Day, we were supposed to go ice skating. There was an ice skating rink in town, but being lazy at home, we wanted to enjoy the house. There is actually tons of activities that you can do in your own home in Leavenworth. It's covered in snow. There was 360 degrees of snow around our house. So we made the best of the day. We had sledding around one side of our house. We picked up a toboggan from town. Almost every other store sells little tiny plastic sleds and toboggans. We just played snowball fights. We built a snowman. That was basically our Christmas day. So the one thing that we wanted to do was drive through the town on Christmas Day. I mean, the whole reason for us going up there was because of that iconic video that we came across on Facebook. We actually got out of the house and we drove through Christmas Town on Christmas Day. Just being in the town, I think every time we drove by, we took the long way and didn't mind driving through the traffic and driving through the crowds to drive through Leavenworth town. There's two ways to drive through the town and back to our house. There was a faster way, and then there was driving through traffic and driving through the town. We always took the long way because it was just feeling festive, feeling the vibe of Christmas, and driving through the town with lights. I mean, every single building was covered with lights, with Christmas decorations. There was kids carrying their sleds and sliding down the mountain in the town. People covered in their winter clothing, carrying gifts. It just felt like Christmas town. It felt like a Hollywood movie. The experience that I took away from it was just being there with my family. It was our first family trip we've ever taken together, and to be there in the moment just made it all worth the while, and to experience just the lights. For me, I love Christmas. I love being around lights. So being in the town, driving through the town where all the trees are just decorated, it really made me feel like a kid again. So that was already like Disneyland for me. The events that happened before we got there, the weekend before, was just the tree lighting that they have. There's a bunch of different events that occurs before in the month of December. And I believe you can go on to visitleavenworth.com and they have tons of things that happen. You can also follow their Instagram at visitleavenworth. They have tons of pictures on there that you can see, and then they also have their link to their website that you can visit and see all their events that they have happening throughout the month. Christmas Town happens until February, I believe. So winter usually lasts until February, so you can stretch out your Christmas vibe until February, I believe. They leave their Christmas lights up until then. All right, so the day after Christmas, we were all rested up and we needed to do something and get out of the house. So we went snowboarding and skiing. We found a lodge and ski lodge called Stevens Pass. That info also will be in the bio. It was the most easiest website to go onto. I think we booked that 2 months in advance. It was $155. What you get is 3 hours of lessons. You get all of your gear, so your snowboard, your shoes, your jacket, helmet, everything you needed to snowboard was included in that. And you had your lift passes for all 3 lifts from the mountain, and you could stay there all day in the lodge and use that whole mountain all day to snowboard and ski. So I feel like that was the best use of the money that we spent for the whole day to snowboard. Stevens Pass, I think, is one of the best places to go. The mountains look very scary to go up. The lessons were very intense also, and it was really one-on-one with someone. and that would be one of my recommendations to going and learning how to snowboard if you didn't know how to. They open at, I believe we went at 9 o'clock in the morning and we stayed until 6 o'clock at night. So you could spend the whole day there at Stevens Pass. And it was only an hour away from Leavenworth. It was so hard for us to leave on the 27th on Friday when we had to go. Believe me, and my mom was walking the town before, and we were doing last minute shopping, and we were about to go, or we had like a timer, we had to leave, but we were just kind of stretching it out, and we just didn't want to go to our 3-hour drive back into the city. If you guys ever have the time to do it with your family, I would definitely go, and I would recommend going up there. If you need any information, go ahead and comment below. And if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe, like this video, and come on back. I'll try and make, or I will make, more videos like this so you guys can see more of my travels and more of what's happening in the KiniZamora studio and more of what's going to be happening for us in 2020. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you guys back again.